What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports here, bringing you some more Week 2 action with a little bit of a delay in the schedule. We needed to bump the Browns game by a day, but it does mean Kit's going to be able to call this one for you. This was the next highest vote-getting game, and it is the Seattle Seahawks at Ford Field to play the Detroit Lions. There you can see the Lions headed out onto the field here after getting that big Week 1 win over the Chiefs. Remember, we always force win the results so that everything is exactly as it is, and therefore the playoff matchups will be correct and all of those things. So Geno Smith, there's a good look at Dan Campbell. Man, he looks pretty darn good. Look at that beard. Of course, the hair, always a big part of this game. So both teams dealing with some injuries. That's why I just spent a few minutes getting those going for you here. So just a few notes today. Both of the stellar rookie tackles from last year for the Seattle Seahawks, both Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, are going to miss this game. Mike Morris will be out. Jamal Adams will also be out. So we'll go ahead and kick this one off. But for the Lions, you're going to not have Emmanuel Mosley, Josh Paschal, and Taylor Decker is now doubtful. So no Taylor Decker in this one. Also, because the Seahawks lost both tackles, they did sign the 41-year-old Jason Peters. So you'll see Jason Peters playing left tackle for them. So there's a look at golf. Here's what he did in the simulated Week 1. I'm going to pop out of here, take care of some things around the house. Kit's going to knock this one out for you. Really appreciate him doing that. Again, the new plan is to do the Browns-Steelers sim tomorrow, which is Sunday. And again, we'll do that at about 4-ish in the afternoon during the 4 o'clock slate of real games. Obviously, I know that that's not ideal, but it's what we need to do this weekend. So really appreciate it. Kit's going to call this one for you. I'll be back on at the end to do the statistics. Go Browns.
All right, thanks, Phil. And here we are. Jared Goff starting it out for the Lions. Firing downfield, got it complete. What a strike that was. Get it sit down there to Jones. His second reception of the ball game. And a nice strike from Jared Goff. Welcome in, Mitchell. Welcome in, Dwayne. Go Browns. Glad to have you both on. And yes, as Phil mentioned in the setup to this one, we'll be doing that tomorrow in the 4 o'clock set of games is the current plan. All right, an empty set now for the Lions. Got some trips formation to the left in the bunch. Now firing downfield, got a man, completes. Nice strike there to Amon-Ra St. Brown. The playmaker for these Lions, he has been very active for them. We saw quite a lot of nice stuff for him against the Chiefs. And again here, just creating a little bit of space downfield. And Goff found him. Out of the gun. Tight bunch to the left. Over the middle. Incomplete. His crosser got caught up on his other receiver there. Kind of a little bit sloppy in the execution there from the Lions, and a 2nd and 10. Fakes the handoff. Now working in the pocket. Fires it out of bounds. Does Jared Goff. Now 3 of 5 for 44 yards in the early goings of this one. 3rd and 10 coming. Heavy set with 2 tight ends to his left. Scrambling in the pocket with pressure and throwing that one out of bounds as well. So it looks like what was looking like a pretty good drive is probably going to end in a field goal attempt here. And it is. This one going to be a 53-yarder. Kick is up. And it is good. So the Lions are going to take the early lead here, 3-0. After the 53-yard kick was converted. Interesting that there was not a single run on that first drive. No David Montgomery in the early goings for the Lions, as it was all pass. A little bit of Jones, a little bit of Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then a kick for 3. So here's Geno Smith to take out the Seahawks on their first drive of the ball game. They'll be setting up on their own 23, trips to his right. Single receiver at the bottom of the screen. Now hitting the underneath crosser there on that little drag route is good for 4. That was Thompson on the reception. Ace formation, Geno Smith under center. Back to pass, pressure coming. He's got a man down there and just not able to get a handle on it. That one a bit of an ugly drop. Was a bit high, but he probably should have come down with that. This play action now for Geno Smith, firing back across the field out of bounds. Incomplete, so a quick 3 and out for the Seahawks, and they seem affected here by the noise. As although we are in what would traditionally be an away jersey for the Lions are indeed at home here in Motor City. Hey, Fellegren, welcome in. Go Browns. Goff hands it off. There's the first run of the ball game, and a nice run at that. Very nice effort to get extra yardage for Montgomery. He just fought his way through about 3 tacklers to get 7. A second handoff. They must have heard me, as they didn't hand the ball off at all to either of their talented backs. This time, Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie, he is so talented. You saw how dangerous he can be as a weapon in that Chiefs game. But his first carry of the ball game, and back-to-back handoffs now for the Lions. Now passing out of the backfield is Montgomery, and he is going to be hit by multiple tacklers very quickly. In fact, it was a loss of 1. Bunch formation to the left. Montgomery on the right hip. Now, on the little angle route goes to Montgomery. Gets them into a 3rd and manageable with only 4 yards to that first down stripe. Complete, and a first down achieves here. As Jones has that one. And the Lions are back on the Seahawks side of the field here. After another efficient drive downfield has been put together. Jahmyr Gibbs with a shifty little cut. Doesn't quite get past that defensive line there, but it was a neat little cut to pick up 4. 2nd and 6. Goff to pass. Over the middle, he's got it complete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver there. St. Brown now a superstar here in the sim. Certainly not something that I think folks back in his draft class would have expected out of him, as he has been very good for the Lions. This a first down run for one David Montgomery. And clearly they went to balance a little bit more here on this drive, as it was all passes to open the ball game. And now a little bit better balance with the pass and run on this drive. Goff to pass, 4-man rush over the middle. He's got it complete. That's Jahmyr Gibbs, and he'll have 7. Two tight ends to his right. Single back is Montgomery. Fakes it to Montgomery, and then goes down to the end zone, almost to the wrong team. Very fortunate that was a drop. He was trying for Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it ended up in the hands of the defender. Fortunately dropped for him, though. We'll hand off to David Montgomery. He's just going to be held short. 4th and 1. Nice defensive effort there from the Seahawks. Bobby Wagner comes in to fill that one. A big hit. So, the Lions are going to settle for their second field goal. This one a much shorter kick than the last one. Only 36 yards on that kick. And it's good. So, Lions take a 6-0 lead as they have had the much better side of it on offense anyway. The Seahawks are still searching for their first down of the ball game. And meanwhile, the Lions have put together relatively efficient drives that have both stymied on the opposite side of the field, forcing field goals. 2 of them so far. So they go 2 drives for 2 field goals. Seahawks go 3 and out on their first one now with their second drive to try to put something better out on the field. This one complete. He's got DK Metcalf out there. Of course, DK got fined for that off-ball hit he, out of frustration, put on a guy in the Rams game. He got fined for both the flag and just for how outrageous it was that he was just blindsiding a dude all the way away from the ball like he did. Hey, John, welcome in. And yes, so far, Seattle has very much been struggling in this one. They have not looked very good. They did achieve their first down of the ball game, though, on this drive. Last drive was a 3 and out. Gino goes underneath, and that one's not going to be for very much. Got it to Tyler Lockett, but just 2 yards on the pickup. And a 3rd and 6 coming. Smith to pass, pressure in his face, and he's going to take a huge sack back there. Harris gets in there, and these Lions came to play. They are all over the field. Charles Harris with the sack, but that line got all kinds of pressure, and Gino had nowhere to go with it. And Saloni back there as well. From his linebacker position, they had all kinds of pressure. And these Lions are for real, man. They are a very good team, got a lot of talent. And Coach Campbell's got them ready to run through a wall for them. He is absolutely a player's coach, and these guys have bought in, and that's what you need. And the fact that they have worked so diligently on that defense, especially the secondary, has paid them a bunch of dividends. Is a nice throw. Somehow dug out of, or not a nice throw, nice catch really, dug out of the dirt by Amon-Ra St. Brown. Picks up 6. Yes, it was a nice sack. Ace formation. Goff out to the outside, nicely completed there, and able to work upfield. That's Sam Laporta, the rookie tight end, able to get some nice yardage up the field. His first 10 yards on that one. Goff over the middle, complete Laporta again. And that one picks up 4. So the Lions have been mostly content with working underneath, but it's been effective, and they have been marching down the field with it. As this one nearly intercepted. He was fortunate, did not have it on the, he really dangerously close on the Devin Bush side of the receiver. I think that was intended for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Seattle brings a blitz and they get home. Goff goes down. That was a cover 0, bring the house. As they just, you're going to see it here, Mike Jackson gets in for the sack, but all kinds of green shirts back there as they brought a lot of folks. Fourth and 14. And the Lions are going to punt for the first time. It's going to be recovered at the 18 and brought back out to the 25-yard line, which is where Geno Smith will take over. Bunch formation out to the right. Geno Smith out of the gun. Over the middle. He's got it complete. Oh, no. Knocked out of his hands late. That was Tyler Lockett, the intended receiver, that just could not hold on to it. 2nd and 10. Geno Smith pitches it out. He's got the edge. And just not able to quite turn up field was Walker. Picked up 3 in the process. 3rd and 7. And that will take us to the end of the quarter break. So at the end of 1, the score is 6-0, and it's been all Lions so far in this game. As this Lions defense has been stymieing the Seattle offense, and then the Lions offense has been efficient moving downfield. This time complete to DK Metcalf. That's going to be good for a first down. Geno Smith now 5 of 8 in the ball game. That's DK's second catch. He has 2 for 11. Little pistol look here for Seattle. Snap back, and he's going to hand it off quickly to Kenny Walker. And not a lot there as Aiden Hutchinson got in for the tackle. Tight bunch to his left under center. Hands off right up the middle, looking for that gap, but well filled. Walker didn't have a chance there as that gap was plugged very quickly. Yeah, very much. They have it in game, so you know we're going to replicate that tomorrow. But yeah, the white jerseys with the white helmets, we will be wearing that in real life on Monday, and we'll have it for you that way on the sim tomorrow is the plan. So very much looking forward to that, as that is such a sharp look. I love the all white. The all white, as Bo and Nathan like to say. Second and 6 here, right at midfield. Geno out to his left, got it complete, but very quickly hit out there by Joseph. And Noah Fant gets only 3. Geno Smith, pressure in his face, and fires downfield and just couldn't get it over the defender. As that was a really nice play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and probably a punt. That was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the coverage with a great PBU. And indeed, Seattle will punt. After what was a promising drive there, gets stymied right at midfield. Counter action there doesn't work out, as he was met pretty quickly. Bobby Wagner shot a gap and got in on Montgomery. Goff airing it deep. Got a man out there. Complete! He had a caught, and Amon-Ra St. Brown to the 5. Touchdown! Absolutely one up and high pointed that one. The defender fell down. Amon-Ra St. Brown comes down with the ball, runs to the end zone uncontested, as Jared Goff just threw an absolute seed downfield. And Amon-Ra hits the 50-50 ball winner, and the defender couldn't do anything about it. Huge touchdown for the Lions, and all of the momentum has gone into their corner here, as they are about to make this a 13-0 ball game, and they do. 13-zip, 10:50 to play in the half, and everything going the way of the Lions. Geno Smith from the gun. Pocket holds up, and he's got a complete no offense out to the outside. Picks up 9. Now a quick handoff right at the middle. Kenneth Walker is met very quickly by a bunch of defenders, and he goes backwards for a yard. So 3rd and 2 here. To stretch it out to the outside. He's got the first down, and a tackler miss and broken tackle too. And Walker has plenty to get that first down. Smith underneath, got it complete. Not a lot doing there. That one goes to Disley, the backup tight end, or the tight end 2 really. 6 yards on that one. That one is complete down the sideline. That's Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Go Bucks. Wearing number 11 for the Seahawks. Nice little cut there from Walker. Just saw the gap was opening up to his left. Little jump cut out there to get into it. And then quickly back upfield. That was well executed by, and nice vision really from Kenneth Walker. Complete to Disley. He's going to get that first down. So finally, for the Seahawks, a productive drive here as they are finally in field goal range and looking halfway decent on offense for the first time in this ball game. Now a huge hole and tackled towards the line towards the line to gain, kind of, spun down there for a bit extra, and 2nd and 1 coming, ace formation. Now thrown out to the outside. He's got a complete Noah Font down the sideline there. And another first down. Don't look now, John, but Seattle is finally putting something together after the bomb to Amon-Ra St. Brown for the touchdown. Seattle finally has woken up in this game, and their offense is firing on all cylinders for the first time in this game. This time to Parkinson gets 6. An offense that's finally woken up in the game for the Seahawks. Parkinson again, his 2nd, now in 9 yards to his day. Yeah, apparently need to leave. I don't know. Well, pistol look here for Seattle. Working in the pocket to the end zone, just missed. Just missed to the outside, looking for Lockett. Couldn't get it to him. 4th and 1 here. You feel like down 13, you probably want to go for this. Got to get that spark going, right? Yep, they do. I like this call. Going for it on 4th and 1 here. Little up man, touchdown to the fullback. I love it. I don't even know who 44 is. Belor, the fullback, number 44, scores the touchdown. Let's go. A little fullback love here for the Seahawks, as they did not expect that at all. Did the Lions defense completely caught them napping on the fullback, and Belor makes them pay with a beautiful touchdown right up the gut. Let's go. That was fun. Yes, welcome in, Bo. Definitely a late game. It's not very late for me. It's, it's 8:39 here p.m. Living on the West Coast and all, but that being said, I understand for most people this is a very late sim. It was just the first opportunity I had in the day to get one out. Phil had banked it earlier in the day when he didn't have things going on and he could actually run one, or at least click to start it. And then I brought it onto the channel as soon as I had a chance. So that is the one downside of being out on the West Coast for everybody out there in the Eastern time zone. When I have to do a later evening sim, it goes very late for you. So, Here we are. Nice completion out there. He's got Sam Laporta again. He's been pretty active in this ball game. His third, 29 yards to him. Green Fuzzy has 4 legs and will kill you if it falls out of a tree. Dunno, you're gonna have to tell me. Bo says he's afraid to ask. Yes, true. If it fell out of a tree, that would indeed kill you. That's pretty funny. I can't imagine how the pool table got up there to begin with, but nice run here. As Gibbs finds quite a bit of room there. Jahmyr Gibbs has had quite a day already. He has been very productive in his few carries, finding nice seams. Oh, quick handoff now to Montgomery, and they're getting that tandem going here as they were all passes on their first drive, but clearly now rededicated to the running game, getting both Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery involved. Yes, that would be the story right there to me. That's the part I want to know about is how exactly did a pool table get up in a tree? Unless it was in a tree house pre-stage with a crane or something, and then somebody like shoved it out of the tree house, I suppose. Sounds very unfortunate for whoever it lands on. Hey, welcome in, Sean. Go Browns. Goff fires downfield. Oh, nearly intercepted. Trying for Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had his hands on it. It got knocked loose. And then the defense almost came up with it, a little bit of pinball action, but nobody ends up catching it. And so Seattle will have 2nd and 10. Now down along the sideline, just left short beautifully. Amon-Ra St. Brown with a little pause hesitation there to jump and go get it. The defender kept running, and the underthrow ends up working to their advantage here as Amon-Ra St. Brown comes down with a big shot downfield. Yeah, it has turned into a good game, absolutely. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, I missed a pick as I was trying to read the chat. Looks like it's going to the 50. He might go to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Seahawks defense comes alive. Julian Love, the safety, comes out of nowhere. I looked away at the wrong moment. They pick off Jared Goff for a pick 6. Dangerously thrown to the outside. What a play. I didn't even see this. Wow, look at Julian Love with an incredible athletic in the air stretch to get the ball behind him. And he goes the distance for a touchdown to put the Seahawks on top, 14-13. Look out, here we come. This has suddenly turned into a game indeed. And yes, now I see the comment about Miles putting it up there. That is I wouldn't put it past him, let's be fair. If anybody could do it, Myles Garrett is probably the name. His pregame workout, get a pool table in a tree. Yeah, you say that and then a pick 6, but that does make it almost an even game again. It's certainly been an interesting game as it's been a bit of back and forth. That was a very productive drive for Detroit that was going absolutely the way you wanted it to until they got all the way down towards scoring a touchdown in the red zone there, throwing an ugly red zone pick 6. So 54 seconds left for Detroit to try to answer here before the end of half. Let's see what they've got. A little underneath throw to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Not what you want. Only 40 ticks left. They go with a hurry up, no huddle. Goff downfield, and that's not what you want. Although it does stop the clock. 37 ticks left. 2 timeouts left. Emptying it out, 4 receivers to his left. He goes to the left, to his right, goes to the left side with the ball. trying to pick on Witherspoon with Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it doesn't work out, misses, and they're going to have to punt. So it looks like we're probably going to half here at the 14-13, and Seattle with a sudden edge after that big pick six from Julian Love. Smith over the middle, incomplete. Was looking for Disley there. Campbell in to knock it up, or knock it out. Smith goes the other way to Noah Fant. Just a couple there. Now a handoff. It looks like they'll be content to go to halftime with a, well, they got to punt it. There's still 15 seconds, so I guess Detroit theoretically still has a chance to put some points up, although they have no timeouts remaining here in the half and only 10 seconds left to do anything with it. So I suppose one long toss to the sideline might work out in your favor, or to the end zone, I suppose, also possible if they make something work. Instead, they're going to throw an ugly pick. Not what you're looking for, especially if this ends up going, and it's going to. Oh my goodness, what has just happened? You go for the worst possible solution, not what you wanted. Tariq Woolen, the quarterback, goes for a pick six, and back-to-back pick sixes for Jared Goff, and it seems suddenly that Madden wants Detroit to lose, because yikes, what happened? That was, I don't even know how to explain that, John. That was, not good. It's just, like, again, we've talked about this quite a bit. It goes into half. They really probably should have been, like, run the clock out or, work the sideline, but definitely don't throw a pick. And then don't miss a bunch of tackles and, allow it to become a pick six. But we've talked about how Madden is very hardcore on their momentum and the momentum meter going, like, kind of the when it rains it pours mentality. That snowball effect is very serious, and we just saw back-to-back pick sixes of the worst variety to close out this half for Detroit. They were dominating the game, up 13-0, and a 21-point run here for the Seahawks, as we have our traditional Bears at Bears game, because Madden still hasn't fixed that. I don't know how or why that's still a thing of their game, but there it is. The Bears versus the Bears. And it's only ever the Bears playing the Bears at home. Or away, or at home, I'm not sure. There's the first pick six, Julian Love. Tariq Woolen had the second one that we saw to close out the half. We might get that replay too, because it was also a big play for this Seattle defense. That's right, they can't win either. Which seems more realistic. Let's just go with they can't win, okay? Because that's true to life right now. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them either. They're too, like, chartreuse to me. Like, why do we need quite that aggressive of a yellow-green color, which isn't actually part of their, their traditional color scheme at all. I mean, they stole it from the eye, I guess, of the Seahawk. I don't know. Just seems odd. Walker can't find a lot of space out to the perimeter there. 3rd and 3. Yeah, I suppose it does. Throw out to the right side. There's Jackson Smith and Jigba for a loss of 1. He's had 3 catches so far in the ball game. I'm okay with that. John. I'm okay with that. You know, you're good with team colors that you dislike. That I've had a long time loathing of the Packers, and the yellow and green to me has always been a very ugly color combination. So I feel you there. I just don't like that look. I've never liked that look. And for a team that I also happen to dislike, I'm okay with them having a look I don't like because, you know, it fits. It fits my my mindset about that team. And I don't even know why I didn't like the Packers. I just never did. Maybe it was because of the colors. Who knows? Second 11, and by the way, that Packers dislike goes back a long ways. I mean, we're talking back to the days of Brett Favre. Brett Favre of the Packers with their Super Bowl appearances. And kind of in that era is when I started to dislike them. Third and 15. Pressure coming! Big sack! Guess who? As he has been all over the field. Go figure. Bobby Wagner, a big part of what this defense wants to do, coming back home to Seattle. And a big sack here on Jared Goff. So, Fox will punt this one. As the Detroit seems to have fallen apart at the seams after those two very ugly pick sixes to end the half. And you can see the momentum clearly very much favoring Seattle. Geno Smith, four-man rush, pocket holds. And incomplete, looking for Walker out of the backfield. Second and 10. A little stretch play to Walker and a little bit of ball teleportation. That was some interesting physics from the game as you saw him not hand it off, but it like literally it teleported from the quarterback's hand. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch go back a few seconds on the video and watch the ball teleport from the quarterback to the running back. It was very interesting. Don't need to hand it off, I guess. I mean, it's not even a pass. It was just like one moment it's in the quarterback's hands, and the next moment it's like two feet away in the hands of the running back. Third and 7. Geno airing it deep. Got a man down there, and defense right there looking for Lockett. But well defended and knocked away. So a 4th and 7 coming, and they'll have to punt. Yeah, Geno magic, exactly. That's what that was. Little Alakazam action out of the backfield, trying to hand it off and just teleports the ball instead. So Goff looking to try to get right, going to hand it off here. Montgomery, the ball carrier. 9 rushes, 31 yards so far to his day. Secretly Shazam. Oh no. This one incomplete. Throwing into double coverage out there. Trying for Jones. Probably not a great read there, Jared. Probably want to look elsewhere if you see double coverage on a slant. This time he's got a wide open receiver and a first down. That was more advised. And this time it was Jones again, but that's when you need to throw it to Jones, not when he's got 2 dudes covering him tight on a slant. I told you it did. I'm glad you went back to look, though. Downfield pick. Third pick of the ball game for Goff. That one was just ugly. Witherspoon took that one away. And Devin Witherspoon, the third defender with an interception on his stat line, just well underthrown, looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown behind him, and not enough on it. And Geno Smith is back out on the field as Jared Goff has very much struggled in the recent goings of this ball game, throwing 3 very ugly interceptions. That one at least didn't go for 6 points for the Seahawks, but yikes, Jared Goff. Another one. I just teleported the ball again. I don't know what is going on with that, but that is not right. It's like the ball is hopping from the quarterback, doesn't even come in contact with the running back. Like the mesh point is all messed up. Something about the physics of where, like, that looked right, but something about the mesh point and where the two players are coming together is like off somehow. And then the game realizes the ball was supposed to be handed off, so it like teleports the ball over to the running back. Actually is. I don't know what's happening with it, but it's definitely wrong. Yeah, you get a pick. You get a pick. You get a pick. Jared Goff playing the old Oprah out there, says Bo. Yes, oofta indeed, John. Not going the way you would want it to, as a Seahawk detractor. Geno Smith gonna take a big sack. Oh, and a fumble, ball's out! And I don't know who got it. Looks like maybe that one was recovered by the offense. Not entirely sure, but it does look like the offense got back on it. I'm not totally sure if we're going to see. Oh, yeah, another ball hop there. Maybe it got kicked. I guess that's what they're saying. 3rd and 21, though. Geno Smith. 4-man rush, all kinds of time, going to the end zone, out of the back. Incomplete. 17 for 26 and just over 100 yards on Geno Smith's days. That will, after the big fumble and loss of yardage there, stop them on 3rd down and then forcing just a field goal here. So Lions aren't out of it yet. But they have to figure out a way to figure it out on offense, as they are now down 11 points after 24 unanswered for the Seahawks. The Lions have to figure out a way and stop throwing picks. Maybe hand off the ball a few more times, run some play action, and make sure dudes are schemed open, not like, Goff throwing to the wrong team. But clearly not looking to run the ball as they go out in an empty set to start. Guess they're going to pass. Get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown for a little underneath work there. 2nd and 5. All right, John. Take care. Yes, definitely. Also late in Minnesota, no doubt. As a little swing pass is complete to Montgomery. And not much doing. In fact, he's going to lose a yard. Guess who? Bobby Wagner out there to make a nice solo tackle in space. Third and 6. Goff goes downfield, got a man. Did he catch it? I don't know. It was Jones. And no, he did not. Unable to control it. And a 4th and 6. We'll bring out the punt unit after a quick 3 and out for the Lions. And their offensive woes. They were looking good in the first quarter, but fell apart in the second after some ugly pick sixes. And now they are just absolutely anemic, are the Lions offense. Geno Smith aired it deep downfield, got a wide open man, but couldn't keep his feet. That was Noah Fant. And a better ball probably gets you a touchdown there if he leads him a little bit up the field. Look how wide open he is. What a busted coverage. And just not the best throw. He threw it right on the man. He needed to throw it upfield a little bit, lead the receiver, if you will. And that was an easy, easy 6. Yes, have to play the whole game indeed, Fellegren, for sure. A little completion underneath goes to DK Metcalf. That one picks up 8. Now a quick strike underneath goes to Metcalf. And some space found for him. Breaks the tackle and continues for extra. And Seattle looking to try to put this ball game away. Walker gets met very quickly in the hole. All right, Fellegren, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining. Do apologize for the very late nature of this game. Understand it's very late for most of our audience. But a touchdown strike here for Seattle. That one goes to Parkinson. Colby Parkinson, the third tight end, with a nice touchdown here from Geno Smith. Taking advantage of a matchup they liked out there, as Rodrigo couldn't get it done. But yes, do understand for most of our audience, this is very, very late. I do try to avoid these when I can, but we wanted to get one more in there. And the advantage here is you can always go back and check these out. We leave them up on our YouTube in perpetuity, so whenever the mood should strike and you want to go back and check the rest of the game out or check it out from the start, always welcome to do so. We'd love to have you do that. But yes, we will be having a game tomorrow for the Browns. We'll be looking to have them. We wanted to get this one obviously in before the games are actually played. But then the Browns don't play on Monday, so we will be doing the Browns-Steelers game for the Monday Night Football preview tomorrow during the 4 o'clock game, kind of that 4 o'clock window. Awesome. Sounds good. All right, Mitchell, take care. Thanks for joining. Downfield wide open. He's got it to Laporta with all kinds of space around it. Just dropped it in. All right, night, Fellegren. Catch you next time. All right, Goff hands it off. Montgomery. Montgomery's going to find 3 in this 31-13 ball game that has been all Seahawks. Lions finally putting together something here on this drive. They've just got to avoid those turnovers. We're going to go to the fourth quarter with that 31-13. And look at the yardage differential there. This is all the defense, like in those 3 turnovers. The passing yardage differential is wild. But, Goff really can't get out of his own way as he has thrown some just bad interceptions. And 2 of them pick sixes. This one to Laporta over the middle. From under center. 2 tight ends to his right. Fakes the handoff, boot action, and out downfield, complete to Jones. Nice strike down there. That'll bring up 1st and goal from the 7. See Jones with a nice little comeback route there. And hit him right out of the break very nicely. On the same page. Now coming up, heavy set to the left. Fakes the handoff to Montgomery, goes to the end zone, and that should have been a touchdown, but he just dropped it. Not the best ball, but you got to catch that. Got to be catching those. Second and goal. Thrown underneath to Amon-Ra St. Brown and immediately tackled. Picks up 2. Third and goal from the 5. Goff, time. Oh, should have been picked. Bobby Wagner's going to want that one back. That would have been pick number 4. It does stop the drive. 4th and goal, and Lions are going to settle for a meaningless field goal. So, I guess, all right. I think you have to go for that. I mean, if you want to have any chance at all of winning this game, you can't be trotting out Patterson and expect like a field goal is going to do anything for you in this game. This game is completely out of your control right now. The only thing that gives you any chance of getting back into it, crawling back in somehow, scratching and clawing your way, has to be touchdowns. There is no other answer here. You are way too big of a hole to be piddling around with any field goals. Field goals, like, you don't have enough possessions left in this game to win on field goals. You do not. Even one field goal is enough to potentially take you out of time remaining being enough in terms of how much time you need to be able to complete it. So just that 4 points, I mean, that's a big difference. And, you know, that kind of time that it takes to convert to points, I mean, that's a ton of time you just absolutely wasted. So, unfortunate. Poor situational football, as we expect from Madden. Seems to be far too... I mean, I suppose you might see yourself as, you know, pretty well defeated in this game. It was a nice pick. Wow, what an athletic play that was. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson just plucked that one out of the air somehow on an incredible get-up to take it away from Geno Smith's throw. This was, well, watch this, just whoop, take it away. Very nice. Flying across that, seeing where the ball was going and coming away with a beautiful pick. So trying to level the playing field a little bit in terms of turnovers. Obviously, the Seahawks are still very much in charge of the turnover differential. Bringing Laporta in as a running back. It's an interesting look here for the Lions. Don't know what you're doing sitting here just running clock, not snapping the ball. Actually, I guess the clock has stopped. Running game, or snap clock. I'm not sure what we're doing. Game appears to be just frozen. 8 seconds, like we're in shoe clock somehow for the Lions. Very odd. Are they even going to snap this? What are we doing? We're going to take the delay of game. That was
delay of game.
Unbelievable. That was just so odd. Like they froze, didn't know what to do, so they didn't snap it. Which, that's not a thing. Not a thing. Let's see if they snap this one. Hopefully we don't see any more of that. That was awful. All right, they're going to snap this one at least. That's a good. Another teleport of the ball to the running back. That's getting very old in a hurry. It was novel the first time it happened. Now it's happened 3 or 4 times in this game, and that's, I mean, it just looks wrong. It's really very bizarre. Oh my God, how do you draw? You could not be more wide open. That was a perfect ball. It was right in your hands, and you dropped it. Yikes. Yikes. Ugh. Again, when it rains, it pours. Madden has this ability to just suck the life out of a game by snowballing on teams, and they just cannot get out of their own way when it goes that way, because Madden just says you suddenly go from being competitive in a game to just being utter garbage. If the momentum is against you, suddenly you forget how to play football. That's just apparently how Madden thinks the NFL works. Have a few things go wrong, and suddenly it's as if you've never played at the NFL level in your life before, and probably came out of some podunks nothing school to boot. I mean, it's really unfortunate how bad games get when this kind of stuff happens. And this is like, could not be more demonstrative of exactly what we dislike so much on the channel with it when it comes to the momentum for teams. I mean, you get in these situations and it just goes god-awful for no good reason. The momentum just absolutely ruins the day for a team. The Lions are getting brutalized by the momentum right now, which is just not... I mean, this is a scrappy team. They're never going to play like this. They're not going to be out of a game for effort or poor execution. I mean, they don't make one mistake and then suddenly fall apart at the seams. It's not a thing. I mean, it has happened before, sometimes, but very rarely at this level. Very rarely are you going to see a team just absolutely implode, and usually that happens to the bad rosters. I mean, that's like worst of the Browns era rosters where you see a team just absolutely implode like this. But these teams are not that bad. The Lions are actually really good. They don't make these kinds of mistakes. Nice run there from Montgomery. That was a physical run. Looking good. Maybe they just need to run the ball. They don't have enough time to win anymore with running the ball, but maybe they just should have been running the ball the whole game and they might have had a chance. Woof. Well, if you're just joining us, certainly appreciate you being on. Certainly appreciate having you watch the product here at Nagy on Sports. I'm Kit Nagy. Phil Nagy is busy with other things, probably actually in bed by now. It's late. I'm out on the West Coast. He's there in Ohio, at the central Ohio parts. And we stream live Madden NFL games here on our channel, and we appreciate your subscription. If you haven't already had a chance, that would be very much appreciated, as well as the likes on the video. That gets the product out to more viewers. And then if you'd like to then take your fandom to the next level, there is a Discord that we run for this channel. The link is in the description of this video or any of the others. There you can vote on games of the spotlight games of the week, like this one. Also, you can go in and find out when we will be simming next, when to expect us being live a little bit more reliably on the notification from Discord. But then we also have other fun polls and just talk everything NFL, Browns. We're primarily the Browns channel, but we do everything else NFL as well. But talk everything else in between games there on the Discord. You're welcome to join us there. We do talk, have a chat running during all of the live Browns games. We'll throw up a chat just so we can talk about what we're seeing real time during the game. And we have a lot of fun doing that. So welcome to join us there if you'd be so inclined. As this game seems to be going absolutely nowhere. And another fourth down here for the Lions. Probably going to trot out their kicker yet again for more meaningless field goals. This one from 48. Kick is up. And it's good. The Lions now have a measly 19. And field goal is just not going to get it done. Feel bad for the Lions fans. Obviously very high on your team. I think they're going to be very, very good. Honestly, I think this is probably a game the Lions are going to win when it comes to, brass tacks and the real NFL. Unfortunately, our sim does not get it right a lot. Sometimes it does, but not as much as we would like. But we do force the games, force the wins for the teams that actually do win so that the records are correct in our franchise mode. You can see that's why, even though we simmed the Browns against the Bengals, you see that the Browns are 1-0 there down on the ticker because we forced them to win against the Bengals because that's what they really did. So all the records would be correct. Obviously, the games are not. played with the correct stat lines. You can't replicate everything. So because the force wind just picks the winner, or forces the winner to be the correct, then the stats and the scores and everything else don't really match what happened. Which is why Ja'Marr Chase, Joe Burrow, and company had a much, much better day against the Browns in spite of the loss than they did in real life. Because even Madden wasn't willing to say that Joe Burrow would only have 82 yards, or that Ja'Marr Chase would have 36, or that receiving trio would be held under 50. So Goff's got the ball again, 31-19 the scoreline. 6:16 left in this hard-to-watch finish. Especially for Lions fans, this has got to be brutal. Again, I honestly think the Lions probably win this game. Lions are the better team, better coached in a lot of respects. They've got some exciting talent. Those running backs have looked very good. The line has looked pretty good. Obviously, you like the receiving threat there. Goff has been steady. He's not nursed him, as he's just thrown his fourth interception. As we are in full-on monsoon mode, because we can't just have raining and pouring. We've got to go straight to monsoon, potentially hurricane. I don't know, something more than just when it rains, it pours. Jackson this time, they've spread it around. I mean, they've got 4 different defenders with interceptions, so I guess there's that. I don't know. But, got Witherspoon, Woolen, got Love, were the 3 earlier, and then, of course, that one right there. So 4 separate defenders now in on the action, taking it away from Goff. So, coming in on 4.5 minutes now in this game. Geno Smith searching, fires to his left side. He's got it complete. That's Noah Fant. Picks up 10. His 6th reception of the ball game. Little handoff goes to Walker. Walker throws down a tackler. But, and then I talked a little bit about the Lions' offense. I think the Lions' defense potentially is even better, as they made a lot of the fixes that were necessary on that defense, and they're playing as a strong unit right now. They're playing with their hair on fire. Looked very good in that Chiefs game on defense. Very aggressive, getting after, creating pressure, and then playing some good defense on the back end, which is what it's about. I think the secondary is probably the most improved on the Lions team. As they needed some answers there, but that seems to be the case. And I think they match up pretty well. So this is a game that I do not see going this way, very likely. Although the Lions defense does force a punt there. Goff out of the gun. He's got it complete. Amon St. Brown. Just don't throw a pick on this interception as he nearly throws a pick. But let's just not throw a pick on this drive here, Goff. I think that will be a win for you to get through a drive, maybe even score downfield without throwing an interception. Montgomery out on the outside playing his wide receiver slot role there on that. Little catch one. This one thrown wildly out of bounds as he was getting hit in the process of throwing it out of bounds. This game can't end soon enough, almost to the 2-minute warning. Sorry, it's been so ugly. It's just been an ugly game. You know, all of those interceptions makes for a very, very ugly outcome and not a great football game, although we are getting some better production here from the Lions on this drive. Not that it means much, but at least he hasn't thrown an interception. That does take us to the 2-minute warning, though. That one incomplete. Was looking for Montgomery. Not sure how you missed that throw, but it was definitely missed. It's about a 2-yard toss that he couldn't put on target. Montgomery decides to carry, though. He's able to get something done. Picks up 8, 3rd and 2. Goff throws it to a teammate. That's a good start. Now, finally going for it on 4th and down. Now, that is 4th and inches, but finally going for it on 4th down rather than taking a field goal. Does convert, gets it to Montgomery out of that receiver, split out as a receiver again. Now, Goff working up in the pack. He's hit Montgomery a lot on this drive, but working underneath. I mean, you weren't going to win anyway, but, you know, certainly not helping yourself. This one complete downfield as well as they ticky-tacky their way down the field. All kinds of underneath. Make you feel a little bit better on the scoreline, I suppose, as he throws another pick. Just kidding. 5th pick of the game. You woof. That is brutal after the big, long drive that took far too long. And finally, a 2nd pick for a defender. Witherspoon picks up 2. So one defender manages to elevate himself above the other 3 defenders. He has 2. The other 3 have but 1. But of course, Woolen and Love are the 2 that have the touchdowns on the other end of their picks. So I expect both Love and Woolen would take the pick 6 over having 2. Well, 30 seconds left. The end of this one can't come soon enough. Unfortunately, you're not going to have to stick around for any stats in this one, and the 5 interception grossness for Jared Goff and these Lions. Phil did not get back to the PlayStation in time, so it sits on that screen for about 10 minutes, so we won't make you sit through all that. But this is a game not to be interested in, particularly interested in the stats, as they are ugly, is the best way to describe them, especially for one Jared Goff, who has thrown 5 interceptions, including 2 pick-6s in this ball game. And it has been anything but good for the Lions. Fortunately, we're nearly to that end where we can finally say goodnight to all of you on this ugly, ugly showing for the Detroit Lions. If you're a Seattle fan, I'm certain you would take this happily. As this has gone very much in your favor. I mean, it wasn't in the first quarter. It looked like the Lions were going to come out and put out a nice effort. They were kind of having their way, but then fell apart. Absolutely fell apart midway through the second quarter when they threw the first pick 6, and that, of course, turned the game on its head. And it was 100% Seahawks from there on. Another pick six right afterwards to end out the half, and then 3 more in the second half. Not pick sixes, but picks at least. And that brings us to the end in an ugly, ugly game that Seattle is going to win here. So we'll not dive into the stats. We just have a look at the quarterbacks here. Geno Smith in the victory was 57.8% completion for 177 yards and 1 touchdown. And the difference was he only threw 1 interception as opposed to the 5 interceptions that made the 450 yards, 1 touchdown, 66% completion rate mean nothing. You're not going to overcome 5 interceptions even with a stat line like that compared to Geno Smith's kind of pedestrian one. Didn't matter. Geno Smith ends up with an absolute blowout because of those turnovers, especially the 2 pick sixes. 31-19 your final here. But appreciate you joining us through this slog. And we'll go ahead and say go Seahawks. But as always, go Browns!